It begins like this. Somewhere on a Sunday morning, while the coffee is still hot and the Wi-Fi keeps dropping, traders across the world refresh their screens to check what Bittorrent token is doing. Some stare in silence, others whisper little prayers to the crypto gods, and a few just laugh out loud because, let's face it, BTT's price movements sometimes look like a stand-up comedy routine written by the blockchain itself. The token has always lived with a dramatic flair. Born from the legendary Bittorrent network, which itself was once the rebellious teenager of the internet, BTT carries a reputation of being unpredictable, fast-moving, and oddly charismatic. Unlike the stiff, formal world of stocks and bonds, the BTT market feels more like a crowded street bazaar. Prices dancing, traders shouting, rumors spreading, and somewhere in the middle, a few wise ones quietly making their gains while everyone else argues about the future. When it comes to predicting its price, analysts pretend to wear suits, but deep down they know it's a game of patience and psychology. They talk about charts, candlesticks, resistance levels, and volumes as if they were discussing the weather, partly bullish with a chance of FOMO later in the afternoon. But the beauty of BTT is that it doesn't like to follow the script. Just when everyone predicts a calm sideways movement, the token leaps up like a cat spotting a laser pointer. And when people get too excited, it sinks like a poorly tied boat at the shore. What drives these movements? Part of it is utility. The token fuels the Bittorrent ecosystem, rewarding users, speeding up downloads, and providing an incentive for participation in one of the world's largest peer-to-peer networks. That's the fundamental side. But the other side, the one that makes traders laugh, cry, and sometimes scream into their pillows, is the pure psychology of the market. Hype, fear, excitement, tweets from influencers, even rumors about new partnerships. There was once a young man named Daniel, living in a small apartment in Berlin. He wasn't the kind of trader who wore fancy suits or had 6 computer screens glowing like a spaceship. He was just an ordinary guy with a laptop, a decent Wi-Fi connection, and a stubborn belief that one day, he could make his savings grow beyond what the bank offered. Daniel discovered Bittorrent token during one of those nights when YouTube keeps throwing crypto videos at you like popcorn. First, he laughed. A coin based on file sharing? Really? But the more he read, the more he saw potential. The idea of rewarding people for sharing bandwidth and speeding up downloads fascinated him. It wasn't just speculation, it had a story, a purpose. And so, with trembling hands and a heart racing like a marathon runner, he made his first small investment in BTT. The first few weeks were pure chaos. The token's price moved like a roller coaster. Some days he woke up to see green candles stretching like skyscrapers, and he would imagine himself buying a car within a month. Other days, the chart sank so hard that he felt like BTT had personally declared war on his wallet. He thought about selling more than once, but something inside told him to wait. He remembered advice he had read in a forum. Patience is the trader's superpower. Instead of panicking, Daniel started journaling every move. He wrote down when he entered a trade what made him enter and how he felt. Soon, he realized that most of his bad decisions came from emotions, not logic. Slowly, he trained himself to think like a strategist. He bought more when the price dipped, not out of greed, but because he believed in the project's long-term growth. Months passed, and while some of his friends laughed at him, still holding that torrent coin, Daniel kept his eyes on the bigger picture. He read news about partnerships, about blockchain adoption, about the role of tokens in shaping digital ecosystems. The world was moving forward, and he wanted to be part of it. MMHS. One evening, while sipping coffee in his kitchen, he checked his portfolio and froze. The value of his BTT had grown beyond his expectations. It wasn't millions, but it was enough to make a real difference. For the first time, he felt the weight of possibility. Crypto wasn't just numbers on a screen, it was a door opening to opportunities. Daniel didn't cash out everything. Instead, he sold just enough to buy something that had been on his dream list for years. His first car. The rest he kept as an investment, a reminder that patience pays off. That car wasn't just metal and wheels. It was a symbol of discipline, courage, and the strange comedy of believing in a token that many dismissed as a joke. Today, Daniel still trades BTT. Sometimes he wins, sometimes he loses, but he always laughs. Because he knows that this journey is bigger than money. It's about resilience, learning, and finding joy in the unpredictable world of crypto. And whenever someone asks him why he chose Bittorrent token, he smiles and says, because every great story starts with a little doubt and ends with a little magic. All the younger tokens react accordingly. Yeah. So what should traders take from all this? That prediction is part science, part art, and part comedy. The science is in the charts, the art is in timing, and the comedy is in the way the market constantly tests your patience. If you can laugh when things get tough and stay calm when things get exciting, you're already ahead of most. MMMH. Yeah. At the end of the day, BTT remains one of those tokens that makes the market interesting. It's a reminder that crypto isn't just about numbers and charts. It's about stories, emotions, communities, and the shared adventure of people around the globe betting on a digital future. And whether the price goes up or down, there will always be another headline, another rumor, and another laugh waiting for those who choose to stay in the game. So as the week unfolds, keep an eye on Bittorrent token. Not just for its price, but for the lessons it teaches about patience, discipline, and maybe even comedy. Because one thing is certain, the story of BTT is far from over, and the next chapter might just surprise us all.